Hey, welcome back, subscribers, to my world of stocks. Today, we have another Ask Allah episode where I take a question or video request from a member and I do my best to answer it. And this time, we have Patrick Starr over on our community Discord under the video request tab, where he says, Ale, I was watching some of your old videos on Palantir and NVIDIA, and I can't believe how low you were buying those stocks, sometimes in the teens or even single digits. Now they're in the hundreds. It's incredible. My question is, I know most stocks are at record highs and up huge, but do you think you could make a video or even better, a new series where you give us possible sleeper plays that have big upside potential long term? I know it'd be hard to match Palantir or Nvidia, but anything with at least some upside potential would be greatly appreciated, and I think it'd make for a fun series of new videos. Thank you. You're the best, Pat. Oh, no, you are the best, Patrick, and I appreciate your comments. And to be honest, I actually enjoy making these different little mini series for you guys on the channel. I actually get these ideas from you guys. So if you ever have any more, just feel free to drop them anywhere, and I will be more than happy to make these kind of videos for you. And I agree that this idea here would be a very fun one of, like maybe trying to bring you guys a new stock in each episode that could potentially be a hit longer term. Like you said, though, it is pretty difficult to find many sleeper plays right now that are down a lot with a ton of like rebound or upside potential, since the broader market does continue to break new record highs. So I will have to warn you guys that in order to do this, I'm going to have to stray away from most of the safer, popular names in the market that everyone has already driven up in price. And instead, I'll be searching for less popular names that are actually beaten down right now, carry a lot more risk because the market kind of hates them at the moment, but that I think a few years from now down the road could potentially see large gains, possibly even be multi-baggers if they're able to execute on their business and their innovative technologies. And so first up, this will be like episode 1 of this new mini series here. I decided to go into the cybersecurity market, which I see gigantic potential in, but with a stock that is actually down huge right now, despite most cybersecurity stocks actually being up tremendously high. This one's actually down a lot, which is very rare. But that stock is Zscaler, ticker symbol ZS. And here's why I chose it. Now, first of all, I see cybersecurity as one of the most important markets for the future of our increasingly digital economy. Because what's really the point here of all these different companies offering so many different AI softwares and apps, digital banking services, social media, e-commerce, cloud computing, online infrastructure, the power grid, so many different things, if you can't protect it all these companies reaching hundreds of billions, even trillion-dollar market caps, but if you can't secure it all, you really have nothing here. And with the rise in AI, cyber attacks and phishing scams are becoming even greater threats. Excuse me, as AI makes them stronger, faster, and even cheaper at much greater scale. In fact, these past few years have seen an unprecedented rise in data breaches at almost double the amount, if you can believe it. And as a result, this is actually really crazy here, but according to the annual report from Gartner Research on company spending, we've now seen cybersecurity and risk management take the highest priority, even ahead of AI, machine learning, and data analytics. How crazy is that? The companies are actually more worried about security than they are about investing in AI. That's pretty interesting. And it's why so many analysts now project the cybersecurity markets to really reach trillions of dollars in size over the coming decade. Well, Zscaler, in my opinion, is a fantastic play on that, especially in cloud native cybersecurity, where they operate on a zero trust architecture. See, in the old days, companies would form a digital wall around their network. But in today's world, with remote work and everything running through the cloud, that wall doesn't really make much sense anymore. It's increasingly becoming useless. But Zscaler flips that model completely, where instead of trusting the network, it verifies every single user and connection request before granting access, acting almost like a digital bouncer where nobody gets in unless they're checked and verified first. Plus, the company is even integrating AI throughout the entire platform, helping detect anomalies, automate security responses, and even classify sensitive data before it leaks, all at much greater speed and scale. They're even building tools to secure AI itself, like monitoring how employees use tools like ChatGPT and blocking things like prompt injections or malicious outputs before they become a real threat. And it's all being fueled further by a number of acquisitions too. That while the market may not have liked them at first because of the price tags, all the integration costs, stock-based compensations, and so on that are all tied to it, all weighing on current gap profitability. But I actually think that these were brilliant moves for Zscaler for setting up their future runway of growth longer term. Red Canary, for example, is a huge boost in operation security. Their acquisition of SquareX advances their zero trust browser security, and SPLX AI should help build up their defense pipeline even further against autonomous AI threats. And it's all pretty fascinating stuff, and so far the results speak for themselves as companies have flocked to their AI infused platform for protection. In fact, user growth is soaring. Revenues per user is growing too. Recurring revenues keep getting larger, and overall sales continue breaking new record highs every year. Even their margins are improving, with operating profits soaring by close to 30% last quarter. And the result is that Z's rule of 40 is actually higher than 60%. Now, for those that don't know, the rule of 40 is a metric that is used to judge the health of a young software company by combining their growth rate with their profit margin, which needs to be around 40%. Well, not only is Z's much higher than that, but it's also based on a free cash flow margin, which is much more reliable than other metrics that companies sometimes try to get away with using. At Z's level, though, it basically means that they're able to sacrifice short term profitability for the sake of rapid growth, or vice versa. But either way, they'd remain financially healthy, being above 40%. And again, Z is much higher than that. Well, the market doesn't seem to agree with some of this logic, as technically Zscaler is not profitable on a gap basis, mostly because of stock based compensations, the new acquisitions, and other costs that investors really hate right now, given the challenging macroeconomy. Plus, the cybersecurity market is becoming increasingly saturated, and investors also fear of AI disruption, which are valid concerns, by the way. Much of them, I would say, though, are temporary issues that I think will eventually pass, like the stock-based compensations and the acquisition integration costs and all the related stuff with that. And while the market is very saturated, Zscaler is at least putting usually higher growth rates than even the most popular competitors like Palo Alto, Fortinet, and even Microsoft, but at still a much lower valuation. And granted, I do think Microsoft is the better overall play if you're looking for a larger, more diversified, and far less, risky of a play. But that comes at the sacrifice of probably less upside potential. As Zscaler, for example, has actually lost well over half its entire value from the top in recent years, leaving their forward PE ratio around 75% lower than their 5-year average. And while it is still a bit higher than the sector, I actually think that this valuation will come way down once Z focuses more on profitability rather than growth. And similar to how Palantir and NVIDIA focused so much on growth, but then eventually the profits really started pouring in at such a fast rate that the market wasn't really prepared for it. Now, again, I'm not saying that this will for sure be the case for Zscaler too, but if you're forcing me to find some stocks that can at least have some level of similarity in terms of future potential, I think this one is definitely worth watching and maybe keeping a closer eye on. And by the way, I think they're actually reporting earnings next week. So if they disappoint there, the stock might even head lower than it already has, which could be a great buying opportunity on the dip. But hey, what do you guys think? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. And let me know if you agree or disagree with anything I said. And if you don't like this one, then don't worry, because I already thought of a couple more exciting tech stocks for future episodes for this series that I'll be putting out soon to continue this little mini series. And by the way, if you want me to continue this series, then let me know by hitting the like button, hitting the hype button, and if you ever want to request a video yourself, you can get access to our community Discord by supporting me on Patreon or becoming a YouTube member. Links are down below. But either way, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you're all doing well. I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, take care, my friends. Bye-bye.